What is going on, guys? My name is Thomas, and I'm actually here with a little thing that I've been meaning to do for a very, very, very long time. And welcome to my OBS tutorial. But I think I need to shed a little bit of light to the subject. So all I'm going to do, display capture and main screen. Alright, you guys now see everything I see on my main monitor. Basically, all I'm going to be doing is showing you guys every little aspect that I know of for StreamElements OBS version. Which you will be able to tell if you have the same version as me, if it says right down here, StreamElements Live Support. That's how you know. So, without further ado, let me get right into it. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you a few things right off rip. That way, your setup can be ran through OBS Studios. So, for the first thing is how I did this right here, in case you didn't already know. I feel like it's kind of a self-explanatory thing. Maybe, maybe not. It's one of those things. Go to display capture, and if you have more than one monitor, it's going to be a little different. You have to know the names of your stuff. Go ahead and go to display capture. Name anything you want. Me, personally, I'm just going to name it test. And then whichever monitor you have, display 1, display 2, or display 3, you'll have to know which one's which, and then capture your cursor. And with this, what you're going to be able to do is move it however big, however long, however wide you want to do it. And then fuck with it and everything else. That's all you got to do. You can make it extra big, extra small. Your option is your option. That's all you got to do. So the next thing is your audio input capture, which is obviously going to be a headset, or I'm sorry, a mic or anything of the sort. All you're going to do is this, audio input capture. You could add existing, or if you don't know how to do that, just name it what you want to name it. Go here. Now your default device is automatically what's defaulted in your settings, which all you have to do is go to audio and stuff like that. Click here and it'll actually give you what you have. So if you have them named through your actual operating device, it will tell you what you have and what you don't have. And then whenever you do it, you're going to have this little slider bar right here, which actually will tell you everything you need to know about everything in general, which you can lock, unlock, and everything else. So whenever you actually get your whenever you get your recording mic set up, you're going to have a little dB option right here. What's going to happen is you can make it real quiet or real loud. Personally, I like it about right here. That way I'm not incredibly loud, not incredibly quiet, stuff like that. So all you're going to have to do is make it to where you're not peaking, which is in your reds, which is basically at a 0. And then all you're going to have to do is right-click on it and then lock volume. It's all you're going to do. All you got to do. So for anything else of the sort, basically audio output capture would be your desktop. Literally all you're going to do is create new. Go OK. And then literally default should work. Now if you have the same issues I do, my main monitor is called HP25X, but the audio device does not work. So I have to use black web speakers. But that's how I do mine. So you do yours however the same, and yours will work the exact same way. Use your slide bar, lock it however you want it. That's all you have to do. The next thing you have is browser settings, which is kind of easy, kind of not easy. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you one, and I'm going to show you how it actually works. So for example, this is going to be the first thing that pops up. In order to do a stream, you'll have to do 1900 by 1200. And then me personally, I would say control audio via OBS. Shut down source when not visible unless your computer can handle it. That's completely up to how you want to do it. And then refresh browser whenever scene becomes active. And what will happen is every single time you load into this scene, it will be fine. It will refresh and everything. But what will actually happen is, for example, if I were to go to browser, and I don't know, for example, I do this one, just for example. What will happen is it'll show up, and then it'll actually pop up your stuff. So let me actually get one that you can see, because I didn't realize I picked the wrong one. Let me just do follower thing. And then what will happen is every single time you load into your stream, it will pop up as loading and then automatically disappear. So that's how that works. Okay. And what will happen now is you also have a color source, which I don't see a big reason why you're going to need this, but all you get to do is you get to pick the color of your actual thing. So like for example, I'm going to make it nice and red just for giggles, and then turn it down. That's all you got to do. Turn it down. And you can play with it. That's how you hide stuff, etc., etc. It's completely up to you how you want to do it, or if you even need it. But that's how you do that. So with display capture, it's self-explanatory to a moment of if you can't figure it out now, I don't know. Display capture is literally just whatever monitor you want to have on there. So with game capture, what this is I'm actually going to show you off of my my Minecraft one. But what will happen is, whenever you load into your options, you're going to have whatever game you're trying to run or show open. So, for example, mine would be Minecraft. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to capture specific window, and then whatever you're trying to launch. So for me, mine was the Java version of Minecraft, 1.15.2. I don't know why it still says it like that, but it does. And then match title, otherwise find same of same type. Make sure you do this window title must match. That way you don't have to worry about anything and everything's nice and smooth. I don't entirely know what the crossfire capture mode is. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to lie. Me personally, I haven't enabled it. It actually helps everything I'm doing. It really does allow my my stream to run a little bit better. Your force scaling is a little bit self-explanatory. You can scale it to however you want, but if your default scaling is at 1920, or I'm sorry, 1920 by 1080, it'll automatically scale it to that. That's all that's for. Your allow transparency is actually a little self-explanatory. All it does is limit, or it allows transparency through what you can see. So if you have something in the background and you want something to be able to see through it, that's what that's for. That's all it's for. Your limit capture frame rate limits it to whatever in the world you have your setting as. So if Minecraft is running at 300 FPS and you have yours set to 60, it would limit it down to 60 captures, which may actually slow your rendering down and your frame loss. So that might be an issue you run into with that. A lot of this is just playing with it and errors. Your capture cursor is self-explanatory. If you want your cursor to be shown while you're playing, go for it. It only does it whenever your cursor is actually seen to you. So that's the only time that works. Use anti-cheat compatibility hook. I'm not sure what that one does, but I'm assuming it's the same way as Fortnite is and actually allows it to make sure you're not doing anything you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what that is. And then capture third-party overlays. So I don't know if any of you guys have Discord or Steam, but if you have Discord, while you're playing a game, up the top left, top right, wherever you have it, there is a Discord overlay. This would allow that to be captured while you're playing or while you're streaming. So I would recommend turning that off. And your hook rate literally is how fast it captures it. So that's all that is. And then that should be, whenever it happens is if you have it over top of everything else, if you go launch Minecraft, it would automatically pick up that data and automatically put it underneath or over top of your stream. So that's exactly what that's for. With image, literally it's self-explanatory. If you want to, you can pick an image, anything off of your desktop. So what'll happen is you're going to go through here. I don't know. I'm just going to pick something out of the Discord. I'm just going to pick this. So literally what'll happen is while you are streaming, you can have this popped up on your thing. This would be funny to do instead of a camera or anything of the sort like that. This could be on your stream for whatever reason you desire. And you can switch it up with anything on your computer, anything you find on the internet. You just have to download it and stuff like that. That's about the only thing that you're going to have to make sure you do. Other than that, it's good. The next thing is image slideshow. It's basically the exact same thing, and just for purposes, I'm just going to click on this. So all this is our main channel pictures. And whenever you get into the settings, it's going to ask for these. So if it was up to me, that way you make it a little bit easier on your... Let me move that a little bit. I'm sorry. Whenever you do it, that way it's easier on you. I would be doing visibility behavior, stop when not visible. That way if you click out of the scene, it automatically disappears, and then as soon as you come back in, it restarts. Your slideshow needs to go ahead and be at automatic unless you want to set up hotkeys, which is kind of not everyone's thing, but if you want to do it, by all means, you go for it. And then your transition is kind of just based on how it does it. That is completely your call, how you want to do it and everything of the sort. Your transition time is 700 milliseconds. Again, it's however fast you want it to do it. You want it to take it, a solid minute. You go for it. Same exact thing with your time between slides. And now all that is how long each slide shows for and how long you want it to be there. And then your bounding size is literally the exact same thing. All it does is render it however big you want it. I personally do automatic, which that way I have full control over it. Your image files right here, all you can do is click on click, and then add files, and then it's going to bring you up to your exact same stuff as before. So that's all that is. Let me get rid of that for you. Your next thing is going to be media source, and it is kind of one of those things that I like to use it for a lot of different stuff. A lot of different people do it differently. But, for example, I'm going to go ahead and loop it. It's going to be a local file. And use hardware decoding when available. That means that I'm using my hardware in my computer to decode it when possible. And then I'm going to do show nothing. I'm going to go and get rid of it. And then close file when inactive. And what restart playback is whenever you close the source and when you reopen it, it automatically restarts it. So I'm personally going to do this. Do this, and then automatically go to, let me find it. And what this does, all this does is it plays and loops whatever you have. Again, you can turn down your dB settings and everything of the sort here. So that's what this is. Which I'll show you how I use it later. Mine's a little bit of a mess, just FYI. The next thing we have is going to be scene. So what this is, this actually allows you to make a scene pop up on your stream. So what this is, literally, is this is my whole scene. If I had it set up right, hold on. Let me get it right. Hold on, my V. So what this is, this actually shows you what scene you have active. So if I wanted to change this one to my starting screen, so stream starting, it will literally pop this. It literally pops it up and shows me everything that's in that scene. That's what that's for. So I'll go ahead and get rid of it since it's so loud. I didn't think it was going to do that. My bad. Alright, so another thing we have is text GDI, which literally is self-explanatory. So I'm just going to go and click right into it. All this does is let you choose your font. You have several options. You have different sizes and everything else you can pick from. Your text transformation, and then everything else like that. You can do uppercase, lowercase, etc., etc. You can pick the color of it. The opacity, the gradient, if you want a gradient, the background, the opacity, the alignment, everything. It's all here. And then literally, you can change it and just put GOAT smack dab in the middle of your screen. You know, because let's just be honest, I'm the GOAT. Further on, we have VLC video source, which again is kind of obvious. So, for example, what I'm going to do is this is loop. Personally, I would loop it. If you have music going through this, I'd be shuffling it. This is what I'd be using your music through because it's a whole lot more fluent with music. Stop when not visible, restart when visible. This is the best way. That way, in case you click out of your scene, this works quite well. Audio track 1 and subtitle track 1. You can enable subtitles and disable subtitles. Your choice, your matter. It doesn't personally, I've never noticed it to matter, but I don't really fool with it either. So that's kind of one of those things. Now I'm just going to use this, for example. That way I can see, I know exactly what's playing. What is going on, guys? It is Dragon here with the Decayed Soldiers. And I'm just here with a quick, small little tutorial for the official Decayed Soldiers. And again, you can change it. You can do like stuff like this. I'll just turn it down for you guys. And then literally all you're going to have to do is go, oh. Literally all you're going to have to do is go off the scene and it'll automatically stop doing whatever it is you're doing. So that's all you got to do for that. So your video capture device is kind of self-explanatory. Hi. You have different items you can do, you have different things you can do, and it's not really too picky on what you choose. But literally, all you're going to do is go to click on your stuff, pick your device. You can deactivate it like this, and all it does is turn off the camera, and then do like this. Your resolution, FPS type, personally, I would just do device default. That way, you're not putting too much lag on your actual device with whatever you're recording with. Same thing goes with resolution. If it was me, I would literally just leave it. You have options, but as long as you use device default, you can't change it. FPS, match output, that way it's the same thing as a stream. Color space, I'd be leaving exactly how it is, or if not, it messes with it, and the same thing with color range. Buffering, if it was me, it'd be auto detect, that way it's just easier. And unless that's the audio device that you're using, I would be doing capture audio only, and then you could literally just mute it, and it kind of works like that. So the other thing we have is window capture, and what this is for example, I have Discord open, so you just do OK, and then it picks what scenes you want to pick. So I don't know why that's even open, but for example, this is one of the windows I have open. Capture method would be automatic. So as soon as you open Discord, it'll pop up on your stream. And then if it was me, window title must match. That way it fits, nothing, you have no issues or anything of the sort. So that's exactly what that is. So the other things we can do, we can group stuff. For example, just name it group. We can move stuff in here and group it up. That way it's a little nice and neat. Obviously I don't know that, but that's one of the options that we have to do. And other than that, that's really all I can show you on the basic stuff. But there is a couple things I can show you. But I'm going to go ahead and move over here. That way I know where everything's at and I have everything of the sort. So without further ado, here we are. This is what I've got going on my setup. This is a little bit messy, but I like it. It's all good. For example, like this is for my Skyrim stuff. Like it's all sorts of messy. But what all is going on here is very easy to understand as soon as you start looking at it. So for example, under Nemesis, which is just my stream stuff, is just the actual desktop. Okay. So there's options you have to be able to make the quality of what you have better. For example, under my camera, if you right click it, you have all these different options, which I could go to transform and then edit transformation and make it larger, width and length. I could rotate it, I could position it different based off of numbers, I could crop it, I could do anything basically I want to, but this way it makes it easier on you instead of trying to move it with your mouse. Personally, the way I have it now is I have it left bound. I hit the wrong button. I hit it left bound, but you can also do it center. So center of it and then lengthen it from there. It doesn't matter either which way, as long as it's helping you, that's all that matters. So there's other options you have as well. It's called a filter. This is really, really nice. And what you have is you have different things you can actually sharpen. For example, my camera is sharpened the other way. This is without sharpness, that's with sharpness. I like that. Your scaling, all this does is it resolutionizes my camera. That way it actually fits better with the stream and actually looks a little bit better when I downsize it. So personally, I completely recommend fucking with this. And then that looks just about weird. Actually, hold on. Blech. So anyways, I'll fool with all that later. What'd I do? Hold on. And stuff like that. So there's other things that I'm actually going to go ahead and show you guys right now because I've been getting questions about this and I don't really personally mind showing them. And what this is I'm actually going to go ahead and show you my my third screen. So this is what I have going on over this way. What this program is called, this is called StreamElements. And this is one of those things that a lot of streamers use. And all this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys everything I got going on. I don't personally mind. This personally, if you can use it with Twitch, you can use it with YouTube, you can use it with Mixer, whatever you use, this can be used for you. So this shows you how many followers you have, how many subscriptions you have right now, and it actually shows you bi-monthly, or monthly, not bi-monthly. So this allows you to see everything that you've got and stuff like that. So you have your activity feed, which I personally don't use it from this. This is a way that you could do it. Personally, I use Streamlabs, but you can do it through this. It doesn't matter, honestly. And you have OBS Live, which if you go here, this is where you download what I'm showing you. This is how you get that. Personally, I like this more rather than SLOBS. So this is the biggest thing right here. This is how you get themes, which is rendered in what I have. So you have a large selection, and these are all free. You get some if you have Prime through StreamElements, but personally, I don't spend the $25 a month on it. You can go through here, pick which one you like, and then you'll add it to my overlays. So you have two options whenever you do this. Just for example, I'm going to pick, I don't know, I'm going to pick this one. So you have two options when you're doing this, and it really depends on how your computer runs. Me, personally, this is how I told you about the media source. You can actually go through here and download each and everything that's happening. So for example, if I only want the social panel right here, all I have to do is literally right click it and save as. And all this does is allows it to be an actual directory on your stream. So for example, if I show you back on what I'm doing real quick, if I go right up here to slideshow, no, I'm sorry, left side right here, and I go to new host, this right here is a media. That's exactly what this is. And it runs a little less on your computer. It's still a good little bit, but it's easier to do it on your computer like that than running browsers, because you'll be running 17 browsers by the time you're done, I'm sure. So that makes it a little bit easier on you. That way it's not as hard on your camera and everything like that, or not on your camera, on your computer and stuff like that. So me personally, I like using that a little bit more than anything. So that's personally what I use. And then you also have options of like your tipping settings and stuff like that. But this is the biggest thing a lot of people use. You actually get a bot whenever when you unlock StreamElements, and then you get different options for different things. So if you are big in Twitter, you can link your Twitter account, and it'll actually show your tweets in your Twitch chat. And this changes by YouTube. This changes for everything else. But you'll get timers, you can get spam filters, user management, which all it is protection, like against cap locks and all that fun stuff. So the same thing goes. You have media requests, which right about now on Twitch I would not recommend. On YouTube, again, watch your copyright and stuff like that. But that is how you basically use StreamElements. Any questions, if you link them in the comment section, I will try to follow up on that. And then I can fill out any questions or help out anybody with questions about it. So that's not too terribly hard. And then what we have after that is StreamLabs, which there is a SLOBS option. You could use SLOBS. Personally, I don't know how to use it as well as I do OBS, because I've used it 3 times my entire life. But what happens is this tells you analytics based on every single stream you've done, which I like personally. I like this a lot. But this is what I use for the actual notifications. So, for example, right about now, I don't know, Tiaria subbed.
Beep, beep, I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
So this is what I use. This is actually what I use for my notifications, stuff like that. But you have options like an alert box. So, for example, literally what I just did was a notification.
This is a test.
So basically you have all these different options, everything else for these individual things you can set up based on what you stream on. So for example, this is for Twitch. You have subscriptions, donations, etc., etc. So you have stuff like that. And then you also have your widgets. Widgets, in my opinion, are the best part about literally everything Twitch. You have your emote wall, which I personally love to pieces. So just for example, if I were to show my main screen real quick, and then go up here and then go to Twitch, and just start clicking shit, it automatically shows all the emotes right here. Automatically. And then they disappear after a good little bit, or they go off the screen. Either itch or either which, oh, whatever. Either one, it will show up. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Emote duration, scale. I like stuff like this. You also have stuff like your event list, which is basically what popped up right about here in the corner. Actually, it'd be like right here, what you can see. And then media share again is the same thing. Follower goal is literally a goal in which you have a goal set for whichever one you want. Your choice, however you want to design it. Your viewer count is what you would see. Where am I at here? Right here. That's what this is right here. And then the jar is kind of what people use. So if you get Twitch notifications like donations and subs, it actually throws stuff into the jar, which I like, but I don't personally use. And then polls and spin the wheel. You can really set up what you want to do for each person. But you have options in what you do, like I said. So you can either use a media source, which again I personally recommend. That way it's less on your computer and more RAM to be used on everything else. But your choice is just as good as mine. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, and or concerns about YouTube, or I'm sorry, about OBS or how to set anything up, by all means, please leave it in the comment section below. But that is the basic functionality of OBS and everything about it. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, DM me personally with a timestamp. That way I can help you out. Or leave me a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, party people.